So I'd like to welcome Tom. Not going to try and pronounce your last name. Is it Baylor? Yeah, I lied to myself. I am going to try and pronounce it. I got it right. All right, Beheler. Cool. Well, this is Tom Beheler. Tom is a improv actor and comic based out of California, correct?
No, Alexandria.
Alexandria. Wait, that's
Ohio?
Virginia?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Virginia?
There's like
Wrong.
20 from Alexandrias.
God, wrong fucking coast.
This is why I want the info before we start.
I just, we like to wing it because it's more interesting. You never really know what's going to happen. But
Right.
why don't you give the listeners a little accurate synopsis and introduction to yourself, so we got a good jumping point, man.
Sure, yeah. Like you said, name's Tom Beheler in Alexandria, Virginia. Been doing improv for the last 7 or 8 years. Also an actor with a theater company in the area called Synetic, and that's primarily like physical theater, mime, stage combat, that sort of thing. And yeah, just kind of recently with the whole pandemic and quarantining thing, started getting into the virtual stand-up comedy scene.
Nice.
Well, you got to do something to stay busy,
right?
Or else you're gonna go absolutely freaking crazy. Are you guys doing any virtual stuff like with your improv or anything, or?
Not with the improv troupe. Synetic Theater has been releasing. It's a virtual show that's basically adaptations from Decameron, which is like a series of stories that were written during the OG plague. So I did a little piece with that. It's a little draw my life of some of the stories that they come up with in Decameron. So that is going to be available until July 31st.
Cool.
Nice.
Cool. We'll have to make sure we include a link to that for you guys in the description when this comes out next week. So how have you, how's the quarantine going in Alexandria? I mean, it's a pretty cool city. Been there quite a few times.
Yeah, I mean, cases are pretty much on the rise.
Yay.
But nonetheless, I think we're in phase 3 now. But the most recent update for the area as a whole was a lot of the counties, including Arlington Public Schools and Fairfax County Public Schools, are slated to do the whole virtual school year. So
holy shit.
Yeah.
Well,
That's rough.
Appreciate that more as a parent than what they're doing out here in Madison County, Ohio. It's like,
what are they doing?
But you're also well, no, we're so that it's weird. Fucking so stupid. So grades K through 6 go to school 5 days a week, or have the option of remote learning. So I mean, you at least have the option. But just the fact that they're opening up the school to the 6th most touchy-feely grades, and kids under the age of 10 don't have to wear a mask in Ohio. So it's like a large portion of those grades are unmasked and overcrowded, classrooms, just spreading all kinds of filth. And now we get to add COVID to it,
Yeah.
Right.
In all fairness, most people wouldn't expect somebody to say this about anywhere in Virginia or West Virginia, where I'm from, because I got family scattered throughout. Man, it sounds like you guys are handling it pretty freaking smart. Granted, you're really close to DC in one of the wealthier portions of the country, which most people aren't aware of. But still, that, I just don't understand how some of the stuff that they're doing with this is supposed to work
crazy.
out. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah, I think it's definitely spread across the board as far as what people are doing. Some people are being super strict about it. Some people are just kind of meh, we got to get the kids back in school.
What I think is fun is that I don't know what side of the aisle is deciding what, but we're on a certain path. We want our kids in school. because we both work from home and we're sick of fucking dealing with them all day.
Yeah.
Because we got 4 kids.
I was
So
cool
it's
with
like-
blended.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
ours fell behind so much by the logging in and dealing with that crap that we're like, send them all to school, but that turns out to be like what the Trump side's saying, and I'm like, well, I'm not with them though, so like
we just don't
it's
want the fucking
weird.
frustration anymore. Come the fuck on. I mean, I wanted the blended. That way, like, kids still get to go and hang out with each other. Man, socialization is important for kids.
It's
It
huge.
really is.
It's
Because
huge.
what they originally had planned on doing, the original plan for here was like they were gonna do like Monday, one class, Tuesday a different group of kids, Wednesday scrub the entire building completely. Do like a light sanitation over Monday to into Tuesday. So that way it's clean, mostly cleaned up completely for the second group. And then the second group comes in on Thursday, and then the first group comes back in on Friday. Like, that would have been cool. 2 days around some people, relatively limited exposure, smaller class sizes. Like, hey, man, that meets like all the requirements. I mean, minus the whole mask thing, But
Right.
no, they were like, fuck it, we're gonna do it all or nothing. And so me and my wife were like, well, I guess we're teachers for at least the first semester.
Yeah, our schools.
And I know
are
there
only
was something
doing-
crazy too, like in one of the counties in Maryland, where
Mhm.
they were going to ask teachers to like wipe down their classroom in between periods, but like weren't going to give them any supplies to wipe it down. But
They're already short on supplies to begin with.
yeah, exactly.
It's just like,
Yeah, I mean, it's not, I don't have a problem with kids going back. I have a problem with the fact that the schools don't even have the money to pay for all the supplies that they need without a fucking pandemic. No amount of money that you throw at these schools is going to be able to pay to keep them properly cleaned.
Yeah.
there's that.
You know
For
what I
sure.
mean? Like, that just doesn't exist. And it's just fucking
Yeah.
hooray.
No really good option at this point, I don't think.
There's really not with any of this shit. Like, it's the masks thing I'm enjoying. They just
Yeah.
mandated statewide masks at 6 p.m. last night. I am
Even for outside.
loving I'm loving reading all the news comments and shit. Like, I've got
Wait, so if I'm running, I have to wear a mask now?
no.
Wait.
No. You have to wear a mask like indoors. If you're in heavily congregate areas outside, like, which shouldn't even be happening anyway, because there's still the 10-person limit. You know what I mean?
Right.
To a group, and
Like only if you're running within 6 feet of somebody, and then that could be your motivation.
Which fucking happens.
just
Anytime I
Hey,
pass one.
Hey, look, all the gyms are shut down. Nobody's working. I just got a great business idea, okay? Like, we could get, like, all the people who want to lose weight and then have someone run behind them coughing with a 5-foot stick. So that way, every time they get poked in the back with the stick, they're like, too close.
Honestly, fear is a big motivator. I had a friend in
Mhm.
high school who was a runner, and they were known for putting like their headphones in and playing soundtracks from horror movies while they ran. So whatever does it for you.
Fuck that. That would be creepy, man. No, I'm good. I don't know. That might be fun, man. Fucking
Running through the woods.
Yeah.
There's a new element to it, that's for sure.
I would do it. I want to do it now. That sounds like it would be fucking terrifying. That sounds awesome.
Keep you going.
I don't even run. I'm like, I want to do it just for that one time. Go find some woods.
Let's just say you did it.
Oh my God, that's all I got. That's all I got. That's how I get out of the fucking house. I'm like, I gotta go for a run. You people are driving me nuts. I'm the only dude in this place.
I mean, I've gotten to go to shows. So I've gotten out.
Yeah.
We're open enough that, like, we're allowed to have shows and that kind of stuff now. But I don't think, after I didn't watch the whole press conference, so who knows what the fuck our wonderful
Who can
governor
watch
said.
that whole fucking
Oh, I
thing?
watch it every fucking time.
God.
But like, our whole state is just turning red. It's like, fuck.
Mhm.
I'm watching it, man. The second the shutdown's coming, it's fucking coming.
Yeah.
I stopped when the governor came on. It's a press conference for the whole state, and he starts showing his granddaughter's TikTok videos, and I was like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Like,
I mean,
people are
he's just
dying and shit. Here's a TikTok video my granddaughter did. Thank you. Thank
I
you.
mean, he's just trying to relate, man. Come on, he's like the most like
He's
squishy.
900 years old.
He's like the most squishy, cute, cuddly Republican I've ever seen in my life.
All I know, I met our last governor in the grocery store when he was in sweatpants in the wine aisle, and I've never met like such a hardcore dick in my life.
Dude, can you imagine like how nice Mike would be? Like compared to all the other Ohio governors that I remember. I mean, he seems like a great guy. Like John Kasich was a fucking
Yeah.
douche.
He was a dick.
Huge.
I'm
Mike's
not
just
saying he didn't have like tons of. I mean, he had some shitty ideas, but he had some decent. He got some shit done. But God, what a dick.
Mike's so nice. His press conferences are like a scolding from your mom.
Mm-hmm.
Like whenever
I'd
he's
say that.
like a week before he started the, went to the statewide mask mandate, he was like, he had this special little, pre-recorded thing. And he was just like, please wear your mask. Seriously. Like, don't make me pull the fucking car over. I will pull the fucking car over and staple that thing to your fucking head. Just put it on. It's not that hard.
Disappointed.
It's not that hard. And I've had numerous people comment like, come on, man, back in the 80s, you couldn't even get people to wear condoms. And they were like, if you fuck, you're going to die. And they're like, it's worth the risk.
But it feels a little different. That's what I always. So yeah.
Good times. Good
Yeah, man.
fucking times. So how do you like the Zoom shows, man? I mean, with that seeming to be somewhat your introduction to the comedy world, like as an improv guy, I would imagine it would be a little bit easier for you than it would be, for a regular just stand-up comic like I am, because I feed on being able to like interact with people, and you don't necessarily have to have that to get your point across, I don't think, do you?
Well, a couple of things. I did like one or two live open mics like 3 years ago or so, before all this stuff started happening. But like, yeah, with the virtual mics, I've been finding it difficult. I definitely do feed off of that, interaction with the audience. The virtual mics have been a good placeholder, but I don't think anything really replaces the feeling that you get in a live theater. Mostly just like being able to see and hear everybody at the same time. Even in like the gallery view, I have to like scroll through to see like if anybody's reacting, if I'm trying to do like crowd work or something. But yeah, no, I don't know if like coming from an improv background, it's necessarily easier, because I'm also kind of out there without a scene partner, which I would normally have. Although the mic that I host, I do it with my co-host Brooks, who was on my improv troupe back when that was a thing. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
It's just, man, some people are doing awesome stuff with it, and just for the most part, it's like that Band-Aid that doesn't fit because you got shot in the leg.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple good ones. I've never done yours, but for that 2 months we were actually locked down, I think I was doing like 5 a day.
Oh wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, I had to cut like a week or two off before I went back to work. Once they announced whenever we were going to reopen, I was like, I need to unwind. It was weird. Like I was drinking constantly, and I don't know. We'll see if I get canceled for any of that shit.
Everything's recorded now. Freaks me out.
And now they're broad. I mean, like they're doing shows with them now. It started out as just like, hey, we're gonna hang out and work on some jokes, and now like people are streaming to Twitch and Roku and Apple TV and like all kinds of stuff. And you've got like the big name comics. I don't know if you've seen some of the stuff that they're doing. They've got like this, they call it like the secret show. And it's a stand-up show where you're kind of like in the emoji setup, like the Emoji Movie setup, where like you're standing there and you've got this huge wall of people.
Oh wow.
So it's like you have your
Right.
audience and you don't have to scroll, you don't have to do any of that stuff, and it's all like, you know, real time interaction, you know. But
It's interesting. Yeah.
normal people like us can't really do that shit because that's like massive green screen virtual reality shit, like
Yeah.
thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in fucking production. But
Yeah, I caught a soccer game, I think last night, and every corner of the stadium had these big screens with, and it just was scrolling through all these people on their webcams watching the game. Not that I'm into soccer or anything; it was just on. But
not like there's.
I think you could do that with stand-up too. Of course, if there's a delay.
Like Brad Williams has been doing a pretty cool format. He does like an IG live where he hangs out with people. Joey Diaz has been doing the same thing. Jeff Ross has been roasting people.
Sounds fun.
Makes sense.
Just hanging out and getting fucked up and roasting people. Like it's, you know, there are people who are doing stuff, but I mean, just like stand-up shows. Like the first opportunity I had whenever we reopened was a fireworks competition in Dayton, Ohio that you had to pay to enter, and I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm paying to get on stage. I don't even give a shit if I suck.
And did you?
No, I did pretty good, man. Actually, the set's
All right.
up on the YouTube channel, man. It's a pretty decent set, especially for being the first time back. You know,
In real life.
in real life, man. It was awesome. And now, who the fuck knows?
What made you get into improv?
Well, I'd been doing improv since I was a sophomore in high school, just kind of for fun. And then when I was 19, I think, I started like pursuing acting professionally. And then
Right.
gig came up, which was local to me because at the time I was living in Annapolis, Maryland. And it was some people I'd worked with before on a play who were kind of starting up this company. So I auditioned and got in, and that's kind of been the main thing. I've done like 1 or 2 shows with Washington Improv Theater since then, but Free Range, which was the name of the company, it was more like the consistent thing for improv.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty fun. It's also nice when you get to work with, you know, a smaller group for that long, because you really get that group mind and really like start reading each other on like a creepy level.
But that's how you get good. I mean, like you know, the improv groups that'll go down in history, like the Groundlings, UCB, the original Saturday Night Live, National Lampoons, like those people loved each other, you know, and
Right.
that's why they made so much amazing fucking content. I don't think I could ever do improv, but I got a hell of a lot of respect for people that can do that shit. Because I mean, the amount of writing you guys have to do, even though it's improv, you know what I mean? There's still writing behind that, you know what I mean? General ideas for scenes and like.
Yeah, there's definitely like a structure to it, but once you kind of get used to it, it becomes much easier. It's definitely a much different skill set than stand-up, but yeah, I feel like it's very much a similar dynamic though, like, because again, I think we've been together for 7 or 8 years, so we've gone through like 2 divorces, a couple weddings, kids being born.
Babies,
Yeah. So it's definitely, I think, unique experience in like, you know, relative to most entertainment gigs too, because you get to work with the same people for so long versus like if I'm doing a play, even if it's like all people who work at Synetic Theater, they have people rotating in and out so much because they're traveling to California or whatever that, you know, I could be meeting like a whole bunch of new people and then never see them once the play closes again.
Right. That's sort of like working on a movie.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
the crew that you meet up with, and then you guys are gonna be best friends forever, and then after everything's done, you're like,
Like,
I'll never see you again.
we're extras. We're only here for one day.
Look, we're Instagram friends still.
Yeah, I probably actually am still friends with like people from extras shoots. So I probably shouldn't speak too much to that in case they hear it. But yeah, it's good. They both have like their benefits too. Because also, if I'm like a total dick to somebody I'm in a theater show with, well, hopefully I don't see them again.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna start doing improv. I signed up for classes, and then the weekend that class was supposed to start, everything locked down here. I was like, shit. Well, there goes that fucking idea.
Yeah.
No improv. At least we didn't start and then get through 2 classes.
That is one thing I have not explored yet, is the people who are trying to pull off the virtual improv show.
That seems insane.
Nope, I'm out.
It seems harder than doing virtual stand-up. I mean, I can't get into either one.
I think it could be cool. Like, it'd be interesting to see how you could incorporate social media into it. Like, if you got suggestions or like your gets from like live tweets of people watching the show. But yeah, I think you have that same issue of like, there's always going to be some sort of lag, and then you're going to have those awkward pauses because the comedians are thinking that like their jokes didn't land. So,
well, that, and like for me, it's and I don't have hardly any experience doing the open mics or anything, but it's like there's a certain fear that when you're on stage, there's a certain excitement that is going through you, and I don't get that at all from being on camera in my basement. Like, like, oh, you didn't laugh? Well, fuck you. Like, maybe you didn't hear me. I don't know, but I'm not scared of it. Like, it's when I'm standing in front of a group of people live, and I'm like, I don't know.
Well, no, good. I am still nervous.
Yeah, I was just saying,
it's like alone in my 1-bedroom apartment. I'm like, God damn it, I'm still fucking it up.
Well, it's a different like kind of fear, because like when you go on stage, you're anxious. Like the people are there, they can their reaction, right? Like you have to walk back by them whenever you're done. You know what I'm saying? Like you have that instant feedback. Like really on the virtual stuff, there isn't any. So you can tell a joke and you have no fucking clue how it hit. Like there could be 300 fucking people who are like, cancel this motherfucker. Did you just hear what the fuck he just said?
Right. And
you know what I'm saying? And you don't know.
Like, know if something's landing. How do you know if it's a good joke or not? Like, that to me is.
For what I ended up using them for is just to help write, like to help with structure, to help, work on pacing. Like, okay, I can naturally feel whenever I say this to other people and I'm not reading it, that there should be a pause there for a laugh. Like there are things that you can get out of it, but I don't think the audience gets as much out of it as the comic does.
Right.
Or, you know what I mean? Because
yeah, and most of the open mics I've been to have been like, it's like a room of comedians, everybody does their set. So it's also kind of weird because your audience is almost exclusively other comedians. But yeah, I think that there are a lot of benefits to it too. Like a lot of things that have been popping up have been like the virtual writing workshops. A lot of people are using it just to like network for when things do open up again. So that may be more of the intent behind it than like actually simulating the.
Well, I think like when it started, people were trying to do the shows, and it's just morphed into this huge online community. Because that's where I met you. You know, is through actually both of you I met pretty much through the online sphere. James lives right up the road from me, hence why he's my ho-host. It's it's just crazy. Like the comedian, I've got friends in the United Kingdom now, in Prague, fucking Tokyo, Thailand. I mean, it's when things do open back up, like the exodus of tours and just insane shit is fucking there's a couple clubs in Bangkok, Thailand. And dude's like, yeah, man, if you're ever out here, fuck, come out. You sure as hell perform. I'm like, fuck yeah, I need to go to Thailand.
Yeah, that sounds like an awesome vacation.
Yeah.
Right? Go to Thailand, perform in
Well,
some
make it
clubs. No, there's shows, man. He's like, if you fucking make it out here, I'll fucking pay you, man. Like you came all the fucking way out here. I'll sure as hell give you. So hell yeah, I get paid to go to Thailand. Like it's probably only $5 American per show, but you know, that's like 4 days of drunken. Who the fuck knows what happened in Thailand? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've met people in Hong Kong. I want to do comedy in Hong Kong. So fucking bad, but I'm terrified of doing comedy in Hong Kong. Because of obvious reasons.
Because you could disappear.
Yeah.
If you make the wrong fucking joke, which you will.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. I don't have a fucking filter. Like, so China, huh? That Tiananmen guy, he had some fucking balls. I'm that asshole who's gonna call him out. The current hour I'm working on is slowly turning into me just hardcore bashing like weird racist shit that people aren't aware that exists, like the weird racism albinos experience and that kind of thing, being an albino. So it's like I'm slowly becoming this comedian who's gonna be really hard to get booked. That's cool. It's cool.
Nice to have a challenge, I guess.
Fine. Yeah, it's fine.
Everyone has their niche.
Well, it's like I find myself turning into like this really dark, cynical comic who's like super happy. Like it's hard for people to process sometimes, I think.
Yeah. I think that's pretty indicative of the times too. That sounds pretty on brand for 2020.
I love it.
I was like this before. Man, that one fucking hurt. Shit. Woo! Kicked in the balls by the vape. Electric douche flute. They call it that for a reason. Yeah, I mean, I've always been like this super positive but dark and cynical human being. And now, like, with everything that's getting piled on people in 2020, I'm just like, man, y'all motherfuckers should just pay more attention to life, and you'd have seen some of this shit coming. It's not that unreasonable. Like, you know, the people who've been rioting and looting, there's a lot of people who are against that. I'm like, no, that's about on par with where we're at. People are fucking pissed. What do you think people do when they get pissed? They break shit. That's why we have jokes about Karen and Kyle and Chad and all the other fucking, you know, that's where all that shit came from. Yep. People get fucking pissed off and they lose their fucking shit. We're overgrown and over-evolved fucking monkeys. Eventually we just get fucking pissed off and have nothing to do but throw feces and stuff. So, you know, whatever, man. Yeah.
It'll be an interesting hour set.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun whenever it gets there. I've only got like 20 minutes of it so far, and it's so hard to fucking work out, you know, because where the fuck am I gonna work this shit out at? All the places in Ohio that are really popping as far as mics and everything where I would go to work this shit out are all the places where the coronavirus is like spiking. It's like, fuck.
Yeah. I don't know if you necessarily want to go somewhere that's really popping right now.
Right.
Some of the clubs, like Wiley's Comedy Club, Dayton, Ohio, I would do a show there in a fucking heartbeat. They're doing it completely right. They're keeping people 10 feet apart. Like, they're not playing games. You know, every comedian uses his own mic cover. They wipe down, like, damn near the stool, the microphone stand, the microphone cable, like anything that you would touch in between each person's set. They're fucking doing it right. You have to wear a mask or they tell you to get fucking bent. Like,
on stage, you wear a mask?
No, on stage is the only place that you don't have to wear a mask.
Can I wear a mask on stage?
Sure, you can. Why wouldn't you? You know? If you really want to, you're gonna be like super muffled, and people be like, "Huh." But you know, you could become the next the Buckethead of comedy, I guess.
Yeah, exactly, the Buckethead of comedy. Have you ever seen Buckethead, by the way?
Dude, he's awesome.
It's fantastic.
I have not.
Do you know the story behind Buckethead?
He's fucking insane.
I'm Googling it right now.
So
he has so many albums. It's unreal.
So
God, that's terrifying.
the backstory behind the
It is.
bucket, right? At least what I was told is there's a place in California called like the Guitar Institute or something like that. It's a college where people go to learn how and play guitar, like by professionals and that kind of thing. Buckethead had a contract with them to be a teacher. While you're a teacher at the school, you can't tour, you can't put out albums, you can't do anything. You have to teach full time, right? You can't do anything that's going to take your attention away. But he had all this fucking downtime because you don't teach every month of the year. You know what I mean? Like their semester, it's a college style environment. So what he would do was he would put out music and go on tour with a fucking bucket on his head. Because he was like, fuck you, prove it's me, bitch. I fucking love that guy.
Right.
And he's played with like Guns N' Roses, fucking every thrash metal, fucking speed metal, death metal, fucking
Also
all of them.
soundtracks to movies.
Fuck, so
He's made
much
his own
shit.
albums. And I know I think it was 2015 he did 118 albums that year. Like full-length albums.
It's just fucking crazy.
insanity.
Like this guy just never stops. Such an awesome dude. I don't know if
Well,
you
yeah.
could do that with comedy. I mean, that's a lot of content.
It's a lot of content.
It's a lot of content. Kevin Hart doesn't even make that much fucking content. And that dude is everywhere. He's doing fucking everything.
Yeah. It's, probably
Buckethead.
probably wouldn't all be like 100% good stuff anyway.
No. There's no way. There's no way.
Quantity over quality.
I mean, there's people who do it that way, you know.
Right.
There's a lot of people who do it that way. But that's cool. Like it works out in the end because you end up with a lot of really tight shit. That's really good. That's pretty much what Sam Morril did, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you get like 1 good minute out of doing 100 minutes of material, hey, that's 1 more minute than you had before. So
Right. Somebody said too, like if you write a joke every day, you got 365 jokes after a year. At least 5 of them are going to be okay.
yeah.
It's
like
all it's all a fucking process. It's a fun process. Sure.
It's a long process. Still working on the writing part.
Yeah. Well, that's just because you're scared of the stage and you won't come out.
I'm not scared of the stage.
Yeah.
I've got fucking responsibilities.
I do too.
Got work.
Come on, man. I got a full-time job, 2 kids, still get stage time. James is over here like, but I don't want to leave my basement.
It's more like I can't leave my basement. But I'll get out there. Don't worry about it.
I'm just fucking with you.
I'll do all
So-
that stuff.
So when do you think you guys are gonna start to do shows again out there, man? Like, have they been talking about it at all? Have you guys heard anything about it, or are they just kind of like, fuck y'all?
Yeah. I don't know if there have been like any new releases as far as like what a stage 4 would look like, but like we have heard nothing as far as like specifically the theaters as like venues being able to open up again. So it's kind of up in the air, and I'm not a particularly risky person in that regard. So I'm kind of like, I'll wait for a vaccine. That's not too bad. We've already made it to July.
Yeah.
And supposedly they're developing them faster than people in West Virginia are having incestuous kids. Like, I mean, I've heard of like 6 in the past week that are just trying to get to human trials.
Yeah.
Sounds insane.
And I mean, it's turning out that that's going to be the only way that anything's ever going to be able to go back to normal. Like, I just read an article yesterday where Sweden's like, we fucked up. Yeah, that herd shit was a bad idea. That's not working. Sorry.
Germany's having a concert. Did you hear about that?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, they're gonna have a concert with 4,000 people.
Oh, great.
It's a scientific experiment, though. They're gonna mark everyone and trace them when they leave.
See, that's not a bad idea. That's really not a bad idea. Like, as long as you, because I mean, you know about the relative spread rate, you know what I mean? You know the relative infection rate. As long as you're able to handle that and the people are duly compensated for getting fucked, possibly for the rest of their life. If
As a-
They get a free concert.
yeah, even if it's only like 3 or 4 we go to the free show, we'll give you liquor.
It's gonna be a great show, though. Trust me, it's worth it. It's worth dying.
Well, no, they couldn't give you liquor because they, you know, if they give you too high a proof alcohol, it'll just kill it. Nobody will get sick. Everybody will just get drunk, have a good time, and they'll be like, "Fuck,
Sure,
that didn't work."
That's the solution. Drink more.
I mean,
could be. Who knows?
Hey, I mean, it's the only sanitation product that you can safely consume because, you know, squirting Lysol down your throat's not really a great idea.
Yeah, probably not. Put that right up there with the Tide Pods.
Yeah. But hey, man, a lot of people ate Tide Pods, so
yeah,
right.
I'm still not over that couple that died eating that, like, what was it, fucking fish stuff.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I didn't hear about that one.
Yeah.
It was right after Trump was talking about chloroxyphorin or whatever, one of the fucking drug, the malaria shits or whatever. Hydrochloroquine, yeah. And these people found like this bag of shit that's basically supposed to like clean out your aquarium for some exotic fish. I can't remember what the fish was. And they were like, "Oh, look, this is that. If we take it, we won't get the coronavirus." And then they died.
And it wasn't.
It wasn't even it wasn't even anywhere near the same shit. It just like had that shit in the name.
Right.
I love people. They're so wonderful. We do such stupid shit.
Right. That's why there's so many of us.
It's a wonderful time to be a comedian because I mean, you just like the mask debate. Like, there's so much content for us to be like, are you people really this not aware of your outside world? Like, how could you be so woke and so unable to process any information that there is out there?
There's a third of the people out there who can't even wear it properly.
Yeah.
I mean, half-ass mask wearing. It's just ridiculous. It's so funny.
I've seen a lot of like misinformation, a lot of conspiracy theories. I think gets down to like really the core of the issues that like a lot of people just don't know how to decipher real news from something that is just being pushed out for whatever alternative agenda.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, real news almost doesn't exist in the mainstream anymore. 99% of everything that comes out's filtered through a heavy opinion, because doing it that way sells eyeballs.
Right. It's more entertaining.
Yeah.
Which is insanity.
Fucking stupid.
Yeah. And even like normally trusted sources, like I've talked with people before about like blindly trusting peer-reviewed research. It's like, well, you have to look into like who's funding that research, because if it's like, yeah, this study was peer-reviewed by these other scientists who also work for Coca-Cola or whatever.
Exactly. And who started the study? Who's funding the whole thing? Like, my wife worked in public health for a long time, and did statistics, and so she's just been all over this shit. Like, do you know what the test results are in Florida? Some of these places are reporting 100% positive cases. It's like, what? Wait, what? That's not possible. There like have to be false positives in there, and just like, oh Jesus Christ.
Well, like there was
fucking course.
There was that guy who was on Rogan not too long ago who was talking about all these studies that he basically faked and got peer reviewed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And published, and then was like, "Ha, no, that's a fucking joke, motherfucker. That wasn't even real. What the fuck is wrong with you people?"
Yeah.
It's kind of it's
crazy
crazy.
world out
It's
there now.
fucking crazy, and everybody's I mean, like just the fact that like a simple thing like masks has become like this huge dividing issue, and people are using like this whole
Right.
fart thing, like well, if you can still smell a fart, it doesn't work.
Doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make. You could smell a fart 3 days after you get out of your car. I mean, come on, that shit's strong. All right, that's fucking stupid. Just that's not even.
Well, I mean, I don't understand why healthcare became politicized.
Well,
like,
yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't think people's lives in any context should be something that's like a bipartisan issue.
yeah,
right.
To go back to your whole fart thing, I do prefer the peeing yourself metaphor. I don't know if you've heard that one yet.
No, I haven't heard that one. This one sounds good.
So basically, the idea or the analogy for like why you should wear masks is like the same reason why you wear pants. If you are wearing pants and you pee yourself, you are much less likely to get pee on somebody. But if you're not wearing pants, you're probably going to get some pee on them.
That's a pretty damn good one. That's pretty accurate.
I forget who the comic was who like drew that little strip. It was just floating around on Facebook, but credit to whoever that was.
Yeah, well, I'm sure people will find it, I just, man, China's been doing it forever just because they have to be able to fucking breathe. Look, I mean, if it can filter out that fucking smog that they have over there, like, come on, man. Obviously, they have an effect. Cowboys even knew that shit back in the day. They'd wear fucking bandanas over their face while they're out riding so they don't get dust in their fucking.
Oh, yeah. I've been to a lot of shows out west in the summer.
Yeah, my dumb ass has been to Burning Man a couple times. Like, you gotta wear a mask, otherwise you can't fucking breathe.
You're dead.
Yeah, albinos in the desert. Yeah, even with the fucking mask on. So I mean, it's like it took me a day to realize no, it's definitely better to have your face covered, which I can't fucking stand. But fuck,
right?
You got to. I mean, it's.
Yeah, I will say I hope that like once everything's kind of turned over, that masks are more commonplace just as general use, because I feel like at this point in the year I probably would have gotten sick like 2 or 3 times, but nothing yet. And I feel like a lot of that's
good.
People are doing normal hygienic things that they probably should have been doing before, like the whole washing hands stuff. But
it's a whole campaign just to make people wash their fucking hands. It's ridiculous.
But yeah, no, haven't gotten sick this year. So.
And you haven't traveled at all since the lockdown or anything?
No.
Yeah, I've been to a few different airports, and it's fucking weird. But I will say that, like, normally I've traveled before, and then I know I've gotten sick after traveling. And now I don't think that's the case anymore. But everybody's mandatory masks, all on planes. They have, and pretty much through the airports and stuff like that. Even though Fort Lauderdale is still fucked up.
I haven't been looking to travel, but I imagine they have something where they have to like wipe down the planes between flights.
They do, and they have filters in there that kill out most of the. It's like 99.99% of everything that goes through.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got. Yeah.
I put more trust in Spirit Airlines than I do our administration at the moment.
Wow, that really says a lot about.
It does.
Dude. That's. Oh man!
I should write that one down, huh?
Yeah, you should. You really, that's fucking so accurate. It's like, wow. That's like, I'd rather fly JetBlue than hang out with Trump. I came up with one earlier. Like, I'm not really normally a political guy, but I was in the shower and I was thinking, I was like, man, fucking Trump's like my mouth, half fake, the other half's fucked up, and the other half isn't even a whole half. Half of that shit's gone. Like, that's the best analogy I could think of for our administration. It's fun times. I like making fun of my mouth. It's good.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm working on it.
This is why a live audience is much better.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah,
got
I
I mean,
turkeys,
like,
at least.
I haven't stopped thinking about it since I took a shower. So it's like, some of my best ideas have come in the shower. It's a good place to think and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Well, Tom, I got a lot to do this afternoon. Like a fucking job that pays me money to suffer through 12 hours of plastics processing.
Look at you with a job.
Fucking stupid. I don't want it anymore. It's just peaceful. I never would have thought like working in a factory assembling, making plastic car parts would be peaceful, but like, we're allowed to listen to whatever the fuck we want all night long. And I work
Fucking
with,
zen out. That's
huh?
You zen out.
Oh, totally on podcast, man. I just
Mhm.
fucking laugh pretty much all night long. And
Your
I work
own
with, no, I don't listen to mine. I can't stand the sound of my own voice, which is really weird for somebody in my profession.
Got to get over it. Got to
Everybody
improve.
else. I think I started with Scott's episode that airs tomorrow. I listened to it. Had to. It was too good. But I work with a bunch of Asian people, so like I can't understand a fucking word that they say. So it's like I can't even get yelled at.
I've done that
by
before.
anybody. It's pretty awesome. They're good people. And
I was a dishwasher in an Asian restaurant one time.
dude, the whole place smells
Yeah.
so good
Oh
all
man,
the time. It's like it's amazing. It's awesome.
such good food.
Yeah.
Couldn't understand anybody.
No.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great when you get real paranoid. They're talking about me. I know it.
Are they fucking mad at me? Did I
know
do
it.
something? What the fuck? So where can people find you, man? You got Facebook, you got the Gram, you got any of that kind of good fun stuff?
You can find me. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram at tom.obj, and that's Tom with 2 M's. But yeah, pretty much just kind of see me around, and then you can check out synetictheater.org for the virtual show we have going right now, Decameron.
Cool.
How do you spell that? Phonetic theater?
Synetic, so SYNETIC.
Cool.
This is why he's the host, because I didn't even think to ask that or write that down. I'm just like,
Right.
I'm here talking to people.
No, it's a common one that gets misspelled, so I appreciate it.
Just want to make sure everybody can find you.
Yeah. Well, you enjoy the rest of your day over there in beautiful Virginia. Probably be one of the few times anybody ever hears me say that, being a West Virginia person. I
have
love.
no idea what you're talking about.
It's cool, man. It's a love-hate thing that we have with Virginia. We get called Western Virginia a lot, and that kind of pisses us off because we're like, no. We're a totally separate state. Western Virginia is like the Shenandoah Valley, the Blue Ridge Mountains, a little bit farther west than that.
Yeah.
But,
It's funny.
cool.
It all sounds like nonsense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard anyone say Western Virginia. That sounds dumb.
It's fucking stupid, man. Like it happens all the time, especially during like ESPN does it all the fucking time during football and basketball games. It's the most aggravating fucking thing in the world. I mean, you're all drunk and they're like, these guys from Western Virginia, like that's a totally separate college.
They're fucking with you in particular.
Probably. They all fucking hate me. All of those ESPN assholes fucking like this albino guy from West Virginia. Fuck him. That's my life.
That's exactly their thought.
Enjoy your day, man.
Yeah, you too.
All right, man. Nice meeting you, Tom.